The LGB and the TQ plus are completely separate groups. So why do we keep putting them together? A lot of us don't even support the trans community. So why are we grouping us all together like all of us do? Hi, my name is Kavela Jordan and I am a part of the LGB. Specifically, I am gay. And I wanted to talk about why many people of the LGB do not support the TQ plus and believe that we should be separated, including myself. I'm someone who believes that there should be a separation, and I'm going to talk about why I believe this. The first reason why many people part of the LGB believe that there should be a separation between the LGB and the TQ plus is we believe that gender identity and sexual attraction are two separate things. The LGB, which is lesbian, gay, and bi, tend to focus on sexual attraction. Two girls liking each other, two males liking each other, or just one gender liking both. But when it comes to the TQ plus, it includes the trans community and it includes various different sexualities that include more than two genders. One only focuses on sexual attraction between two genders. Another group focuses on there being multiple genders and sexual orientations, including more than two genders. The TQ plus is focusing mainly on those trans people and those queer individuals, while the LGB does not. So why are we grouping two separate people together, even though it does not make sense logically? Gender identity and sexual attraction are both two completely separate things. So there should be a separation because of this. We aren't denying that trans people do not have a right to exist. I don't have a problem with trans people, me personally. I'm not one of those LGBT people who, I'm not gonna lie, I don't support the trans community because I don't like a lot of the things that they are advocating for. But as a person, I'm fine with their existence. Just, I don't like a lot of the things that they believe in. I don't think that the minors should be cutting off the genitals or anything like that, which a lot of them are advocating for, but I don't believe that they shouldn't exist. And I know there's going to be that one person that's like, oh, well, the trans people helped with the Stonewall riots. I get that. And a lot of gay people appreciate their contribution to helping us attempt to gain our rights. But we need to realize that straight individuals also helped during those riots. So with that logic, we should include them into the community as well. So it just doesn't make sense. Just because they help doesn't just mean that they should join too. They willingly chose to help. And a lot of those trans people, like I think Martha Johnson, I'm pretty sure that's her name. I will correct myself if I'm wrong. But like Martha Johnson was a gay man first. So they were fighting for their own right. But beyond gender identity and sexual attraction being two completely separate things, as I mentioned before, some gay people don't even support the TQ plus, which is the second reason why there should be a separation. As I mentioned, I don't really care if you are trans or not. It's your choice. Be you. We live in America. Freedom. Love this country to death. If there are people within the group that are against another part of the group, why are we all united? A lot of the LGB don't even want to be associated with the TQ plus because, again, a lot of the things that they are doing embarrasses us. We don't agree with a lot of their policies, such as allowing minors to transition. For us, we believe that that's an issue. We don't want minors to make those decisions because a lot of them can make mistakes. Me personally, I have changed my mind on a lot of things before. So why are we having minors make decisions on things that they could easily just be changing their mind on later on? Detransitioning is something that happens within the trans community, which is pretty much a trans person who decides that they don't want to be trans anymore. So they try to detransition back to the gender that they were assigned at birth. A lot of trans people don't even care that people detransition, which is sad. They make the argument that that's only less than 1% of people who are trans. But the second you want to bring up abortions and mention how rape is 1% of actual abortions, the people who are so pro-choice want to bring up the reason why we should keep abortion is because of rape. Rape happens, so we need to keep abortions. But that's only 1%. The rest of the 98% of abortions are because of consensual intercourse. So I don't get it. Like the 1% doesn't matter, but now it matters. How about we let the minors wait till they're 18 to make those decisions for themselves? That way, if they make a mistake, it's their fault. but let's leave the minors alone. If we're meant to be united, there will not be a lot of disagreements within our community and everyone will just support each other. But that's not the case. That's why we should be separated, because we have these disagreements. There's people in the LGB, like myself, who are not fans of the TQ plus agenda. So why are we being associated? Which kind of leads to the third point of why there should be separation is the TQ plus just makes the gay people look bad. I'm not about to lie. They honestly just kind of embarrass us. And I'm not saying this because the TQ plus includes people who believe that they can change their genders. Anyways, I'm saying this because of the things that they're advocating for. You know, like the men and the women's sports, the minors changing their genders, the puberty blockers for the minors because they want to transition. And when a news article wants to say that the LGBTQ plus rights are being taken away, you see how that includes the LGB, even though we're not even involved in that, and it makes us look bad. And it also has us worrying about if our rights are getting taken away, when in reality, it's mainly just the TQ plus rights apparently being taken away, the rights to change minors' genitals, I guess. Many people have a problem with the TQ plus, but a lot of people are actually okay with the LGB. But when we try to group all of us together, it makes us look bad, and it makes people have a problem with us as well. And if you don't get what I mean, let me give you an analogy. Let's say you're actually a good person, but you hang out with people who are very rude to people. People may not start to like you because you are associated with the rude individuals. So they might start assuming things about you, like, I don't know, that you're rude as well. That's kind of the same thing. We're being associated with the TQ plus agenda. It's making us look bad because of the policies that the TQ plus is advocating for. This leads people to dislike us, even though we're not even the issue. Pretty much guilty by association, I guess. If we were actually separated like we're supposed to be, that criticism would actually go towards the actual appropriate group instead of coming towards the LGB, which is actually not even involved, which is the reason why we should separate, because we are getting criticized even though we're not even the issue. And the last reason why there should definitely be a separation between us is we have different activism goals. The LGB's main activism goal in the past was the right to marry. The TQ plus, however's main activism goals now are the bathrooms, the minors transitioning, gender affirming care, trans people in sports. Those are the things that they're trying to advocate for. We have no association with that. We're not even advocating for that because that doesn't even impact us. In America, the LGB pretty much has no significant problem. So we should separate because we're not advocating for the same things. For example, even though I don't support it, Black Lives Matter was a social movement advocating for police brutality or racial discrimination against Black individuals. And during 2020, there was another social movement formed called Stop Asian Hate, which was trying to advocate for the discrimination against Asian Americans in the U.S. due to COVID. But even though they were both advocating for discrimination, how come they didn't combine into one group? Because they were advocating for different things. So it just doesn't make sense for us to all combine, even though we have advocated for different things. One is used to be for marriage. One now is for a bunch of crazy shit. So those are pretty much my reasons why there should be a separation. Many people agree with me, but I know there are people who are going to disagree, and that's fine. We don't have to agree on everything. That's why I'm glad that a lot of people are actually willing to have conversations and talk about why they don't agree. So if you disagree, or if you do agree, comment and let me know your opinion on this. Subscribe, because I do try to post every week. I have not been that consistent, but I promise I will be. Follow my Instagram at Kavela Jordan, and thank you for watching.